The first time I heard it was at 2:17 at night. I didn't sleep. I was lying in bed, looking at the dark ceiling and counting cracks that I had not noticed before. The old house always made noises. The batteries groaned, the pipes clicked, sometimes somewhere downstairs someone slammed the door. I'm used to it. But the steps are different. It wasn't like the creaking of the ceilings or an accidental impact. It was a clear, rhythmic sound. Stupid. 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 Above me. I froze. My brain automatically tried to find a logical explanation. Maybe the roof. Maybe pigeons. Maybe the wind. But the steps did not run, did not scratch, did not flap their wings. They were leaving. Slowly. Confident. As if someone was walking down the corridor, knowing exactly where he was going. I live on the 9th floor. Above is only a technical roof. There is no access from the apartments. Only a closed hatch in the entrance, which no one has opened for years. Footsteps passed over my bedroom. Stopped. I held my breath. After a few seconds, another step. Then more. As if someone was standing and listening. I got up from the bed slowly, trying not to make a sound. The wooden floor was a traitor. Every movement was accompanied by a quiet crackle. I froze, waiting for an answer from above. Nothing. I walked to the bedroom door and listened. The silence in the apartment was thick, almost sticky. Even the refrigerator in the kitchen was silent, as if it was also listening. And then again. Stupid. Right above my head. This time the sound was heavier, as if a person had transferred the weight of his body from a heel to a toe. I involuntarily looked up at the ceiling, although I knew that I would not see anything there. It's impossible, I whispered. But the steps did not disappear. They slowly moved further along the ceiling, repeating the layout of my apartment. Above the bedroom. Above the bathroom. Above the kitchen. It's like someone is going through my house, only one floor above. I don't remember how long I stood like this. Maybe a minute. Maybe 10. Then everything calmed down. Suddenly. As if someone just disappeared. I didn't sleep until morning. The next day I told myself it was stressful. Lack of sleep. Fantasy. The house is old, the ceilings are thin, the brain was just drawing the image. But the next night, the steps returned. This time at 2:17. Minute by minute. I was already waiting. I was sitting on the bed, the light was on. The phone was lying next to it, the screen was glowing with the clock. 2:16. 2:17. Stupid. I squeezed the phone so hard that my fingers turned white. The steps were closer. Clearer. I could tell the left foot from the right. I could hear a slight, almost inaudible creak, as if the sole was rubbing against something dry. They went to the center of the apartment. I couldn't stand it and shouted, "Who's there?" My voice sounded strange and subtle. The echo was reflected from the walls. The footsteps stopped. Right above me. I felt it with my skin, the pressure, as if the air had become heavier. As if something was bent over the ceiling and listening. Then, one step back. And silence. On the third day, I went to my downstairs neighbor, Mrs. Maria. She lived here from the moment the house was built. She knew every squeak of it. "Do you ever hear footsteps from above?" I asked, trying to sound calm. She looked at me strangely. "Son, there is no one above you." "I know. But, the roof?" She shook her head slowly. "The roof is empty. Luke is brewed. The keys were lost 20 years ago." I swallowed. "And before? There was nothing strange?" She thought about it. Then she sighed. "Once upon a time, there lived a man here. On the 9th. To you." My heart skipped a beat. What happened to him? He said someone was walking over him. He complained. He wrote statements. And then, she was silent. Then what? Then he disappeared. I didn't sleep for the third night. At 2:17, the footsteps appeared again, but this time they were different. They didn't go. They ran. Quickly. With shrieks. As if someone was running over the ceiling, looking for something. Or someone. I grabbed my head, pressed my palms to my ears, in vain. The sound passed through me. And then I heard something else. Scratches. Thin, nervous, as if the nails were scratching concrete. Right above my bed. I screamed. The light began to flash. The footsteps stopped. There was silence, and in it, a barely audible whisper. Not words, just the sound of breathing. I couldn't stand it. On the fourth day, he went to the housing estate and demanded to open the hatch on the roof. They twisted their finger at the temple, but eventually agreed, together with the guard. When the hatch was opened, it was pulled by cold and musty. The roof was empty. Bare concrete. Dust. Garbage. No traces of shoes. "See," said the guard. "There is nothing here." I was about to breathe a sigh of relief when I noticed something strange. On the concrete, there were traces. Not shoes. Human feet. They were going to the edge of the roof. The steps were slow that night. Very slow. They walked right over my bed. And they stopped. I lay down without moving. My heart was beating so loudly that I was afraid it would betray me. And then I understood. The steps were no longer above me. They were in me. My breath began to disrupt. I felt something heavy pressing from the inside of my chest, as if someone was taking a step, on my lungs. At 2:18, everything was quiet. The next morning, the neighbors downstairs heard me walking around the apartment all night. Slowly, evenly, but I live on the top floor.